message after the tone.
You have reached the former random hotline. Sorry we missed your call.
Sorry we missed your call.
Cat.
I don't have one nearby.
He wants to drink from my water, little turd.
Well, that's the best water. The best water.
I know the water that it's my decoy water. It's the water that I was going to drink from earlier, but they started drinking from it, so now I have other water. And they just come up for this one. Cats, what are you gonna do? Hey everyone!
Hey,
So we're gonna have a weird show tonight, aren't we?
certainly
double
it's gonna be
show.
weird.
Yeah, we're doing Weird Al and Weird AI, and probably some Weird AI art. Yeah, words. They're easy to do. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good weekend, chat. Block, how are you doing?
Good. I remember the Weird Bowl, of course. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Weird Bowl.
I don't know, maybe.
So the Weird Bowl was something that would happen for the Super Bowl on Googie Morning, in which Riley would make weird food combinations based off of what the chat was saying.
Oh, yummy.
And so there were two Weird Bowls. And I remember for the Weird Bowl 2, which if I had known we were talking about Weird Bowl, I would have grabbed my Weird Bowl shirt. Actually, I should have grabbed that shirt. That shirt would have
It's
made
a great shirt.
It is a great shirt. What's great is it's hoagies versus ice cream, and it just looks like a Super Bowl shirt. So people looking at it might think it's a Super Bowl shirt, and I always wear it whenever everyone else is wearing Eagles shirts, and they say, "Where's your Eagles gear?" But yeah, Googie Morning was great. I especially towards the last 6 months to a year of Googie Morning, I was working at the time, so I would have to sneak glances of it. And for Weird Bowl 2, since I couldn't hear anything, I just kept suggesting things that were happening because no one else in the chat was doing so yet. And then I would see Riley make those things and be upset by that, and then eat those weird things. So I miss Googie Morning. I know Riley's up to other stuff, which is great because I definitely missed him. But I would love to see Googie Morning again, or at least some version of it. I guess it doesn't have to be the morning if that's a difficult time to do it. Googie anything would be beautiful.
Now I want to do a weird bowl thing because now I'm like, oh, 3 things in a bowl. I love it when I mix things together.
Yeah, that's the Riley Weird Bowl, but then also there's the Super Weird Bowl was pitting the ingredients against each other. So some of the ingredients were Team Hoagie, like bread, and some of them were Team Ice Cream.
Like
It's true.
sugar or
Cherries.
cherries? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me. I have leftover cherry ice cream that I still have to finish tonight. Thanks, Phony.
So I
you're
originally last time we talked about AI, I wore this shirt, so I thought about it this time, which I feel like is essentially
Yes.
what happens if you ask AI to make a Grow Gizmo shirt.
Basically.
Also, I feel like Weird Al is very much in the spirit of nobody owning these shapes because
Yes. Although he always credits the author of the original shapes.
yes,
Yeah, Weird Al would have asked for permission in a way that perhaps whoever designed that shirt did not.
Yeah. Oh. It's good. It's too bad Forrest wasn't here to hear that comment.
I know. I feel like it's been so long since we've seen Forrest. He's always so busy on Wednesday nights, it seems.
But you know what? We still love him and we appreciate him and we wish him well, that bastard.
I'm just trying to find the shirt.
So Bloodtoven, what's your relationship with Weird Al?
So I love Weird Al. I know we've talked about it before. I very much the song parodies was my entry point into music for like the first 15 years of my life. I don't think I cared about music if it wasn't a song parody. So I had already, so I had come to Weird Al from Alan Sherman.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So I remember I have a memory of going on a flight somewhere, probably to Disney. Probably I think it's probably a flight, probably a trip to Disney, because that was usually the times that me and my parents were on a plane to go to Disney World. And I was already very much into Alan Sherman, and they were like, "Oh, you can listen to all these radio stations," and they had a radio station which was like silly songs, and that's how I discovered Weird Al, because of course he was the majority of those songs.
Do you happen to know the first Weird Al song you heard?
No way. There's no way, because it would have been that song, and I have no recollection of it. But I would say for sure the first song that I really got into, I mean, I think everyone who was alive got into this one, was Amish Paradise.
Of course. Yes.
That was like, wow.
That's
Wow, this is music. Now that's what I call music.
a white guy rapping comedy.
Now this is music.
Now this is music.
Can I share? Speaking of Weird Al,
yeah.
we've already received an Al AI from Think.
Wow,
Oh,
look
I
at
love
that.
that.
Love
This
that.
is robot Weird Al trying to blend in at a grocery store.
That looks more like
Those people are not having
Jumanji Robin Williams.
Oh, it does.
It is.
But it definitely has a spirit of Weird Al.
I can. So I thought options for AR I could do would be song titles or Weird Al portraits done in the style of famous artists.
But
probably
Missy,
both.
how did you discover Weird Al, and what are your thoughts on Weird Al?
I've mentioned this before. So my discovery of Weird Al was him as a TV show host. So the first
Right.
Weird Al song I ever heard was the Weird Al theme song.
Nice.
And then, Bad Hair Day was certainly the first album that I ever listened to. I checked it out from the library. I believe I had probably heard Amish, I think probably from the Napster time. I'm not sure which came first, if my friend started playing some stuff or if I heard the album. I think I heard the album first, and then, The Saga Begins was coming out, because this was around the time that the prequels were, being made.
Right.
For Star Wars. I don't know, like that 99. And then I think I got Running with Scissors was probably the second album that I had listened to. And the first one I got, officially got, was, like a lot of people, Gray's Hits Volume 2. It was the first one.
Great one.
It's a great album.
Got it for my birthday.
I mean, Amish Paradise and all of those were great. I very much, and of course, I mostly was exposed through the music videos.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I very much, for whatever reason, I remember very early on watching the video for, and I'm embarrassed that I'm not going to remember Weird Al songs tonight, but the one that's the Crash Test Dummies song.
That is Headline News.
Headline News.
And that is from Gray's Hits Volume 2.
Because that's how I learned about
Those things.
Those things.
Too.
There is a joke I still do to this day that's from the music video, and I reference it all the time. It's the guy who got caned. There's a book, and afterwards he told a story and says, "Ouch, my butt, a true story." And I say that all the fucking time. Like if someone gets hurt, I'm like, "Ouch, my butt, a true story," or "Ouch, my whatever, a true story." I just put that in there, and it's just from the music video.
Yeah.
But yes,
I'd like to use an AI vision. Sorry to interrupt. You can continue. What you're saying is more interesting than what I'm about to show.
Show it.
The world where an intelligent anthropomorphic yellow rotary phone can host a talk show.
Yay!
I mean, Phony, I think you need to update your the photo for your avatar. this more represents you.
This could become. You could become this AI. You are digital. You are bits
Digital.
and zeros and ones. You could give yourself a 0 and 1 body with all of this digital stuff. It could happen. It could happen. I did lose my train of thought though. What I was saying.
That you discovered Weird Al. You have the joke of "Ouch my butt," a true story.
Yeah.
From Headline News.
Oh yes, that's also how I learned about Tonya Harding.
Yes.
And Lorraine Bobbitt.
Yep.
in that story.
Yep. Those I think are the two where I was like, oh, I remember watching it. A friend who definitely very much so of course the CD I ever bought I asked for was the Best of Alan Sherman CD, but I never asked for any Weird Al songs after that. So I guess because I had friends who had Weird Al CDs, so I didn't need my own. But he was like the friend that we would listen to Weird Al, and I remember watching that video of the Headline News with him and his mom, and being like, I don't know what this is about, and then her explaining to me the whole story of Lorena Bobbitt.
It was thrown into a cornfield.
It sure was. And then he went on WWE.
That is true, and he did a porn.
Video.
And he did a pornography.
Those are all the things that people know about him.
But you know what I know about Weird Al?
Yeah.
That he makes a mighty fine jelly bean and pickle sandwich, for what it's
it's
worth,
worth.
according to the Weird Al theme song. And this is what it might look like.
Interesting.
I love that.
Sure, those pickles look a little bit more like olives.
Yeah,
It's
those look
disgusting.
Those are some olivey grapes over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. In all of them, they look more like grapes because
They look more like grapes. I mean, or
look
some
at
of those
the
would look
tiny
really
pickle.
good olives.
It's like a pickle that is a jelly bean.
I mean, make that. We would sell
Yeah.
a lot.
We would sell
Oh.
so much.
And it goes without saying that not only did I learn about Headline News from Weird Al, I also only know any songs because of Weird Al. Because I don't think maybe I was more recently, but
That's
I don't
a
think there's
bold
been a single
statement.
song where I didn't hear the Weird Al version before I heard the original.
Mhm.
version of the song.
That's was my introducing to a lot of pop music too. That and then now that's what I call music stuff that my neighbors would play.
I mean, Weird Al has outlasted most of the people he's ever parodied.
It's true.
Also, I mean, can we talk about just how truly talented he is? I mean,
oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah!
I mean, like, not even every single aspect of it. I mean, the coming up with the lyrics and the songs, but then the singing and the performing and the accordion playing. I mean, he truly is.
well,
a
and
virtuoso.
Weird Al wouldn't be who he was if he didn't have his band as well. Like he managed to pick one of the best group of people who can emulate any style and are very versatile. I believe that his guitarist or bassist and maybe the drummer, two of them I think made a album that won a Grammy, and it was like a jazz fusion album or something. It was like Calypso. It was something very like out there. I just remember being like, okay, like they just do this on their own time as well. It might have been Grammy nominated, it might not have won, but yeah, they're just like very talented people. Have you ever seen him live?
I have
Yes.
not.
I
Which
have.
I know I should, but I have not.
I saw him on the Poodle Hat tour, and I saw him on the what's the smaller set he did? Was it No Strings Attached? Yeah, because then it was
yeah,
then it was Strings Attached was the second tour
Kestrel,
he did,
which is where
Yeah.
I saw him.
But did you have Emo Phillips with your?
No.
I had Emo Phillips. He opened the show and it was incredible. And I've like memorized all of his sets that he had from his old time, and it was new material that I'd never heard before.
Was it
So
the
I was-
ridiculously self-involved, or ridiculously self-indulgent, ill-advised vanity
that's,
tour?
That's what it is. Yes. Yeah, because he was doing a lot of the deeper cuts and wasn't
Yeah.
doing as many of the like a lot of his originals, which I love his originals. His pastiche music, I think, is more impressive than his parodies, because to get the style of an artist and to clue it in and to sometimes like even make musical references to songs without them being that song also requires like a level of thinking and talent, which I'm sure his band helps a lot with it. But it's just really incredible that
Oh, yeah.
he can do what he does.
And,
I heard
and-
Germs before I heard Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was listening to Closer came on. I'm like, I should listen to Germs and see how it is. I'm like, oh god damn, this does
Yeah,
hit the aesthetic.
it's
Like
so
this
good.
is this is just it. Like it's better than some Nine Inch Nails songs. That's what's funny. Is sometimes his pastiches almost like eclipse some of the artists that I like. I don't say love this artist, but somehow Weird Al makes me like this artist.
But his guitarist Jim West has gotten 2 Grammy nominations and won 1 Grammy. Both
Yeah!
in the
nice.
Best New Age Album category.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's just wild. Yeah. So 2 Grammys. That's crazy. Or 2 nominations, 1 Grammy. So I did my first AI art here. I decided I'm going to take some song titles and I'm going to give a
Yeah.
style to it. So this is Mr. Frump and the Iron Lung done in American realism style. So that would be sort of your hoppers mixed in there. But yeah, so that's our first
Is that
thing.
your Rockwells, your normies?
A
Or
little
is
bit,
that
yeah.
not a normie? Okay.
No, I think Norman Rockwell would fit into it. He might be more. No, he would be realism. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's the style. I thought the 50s would be nice because that's when iron lungs were most prevalent. But there it is. That's the first one. And pay no attention to the Nixons on the side. That I definitely wasn't just scrolling through and doing a bunch of artist styles with it.
Ignore the Nixons.
You can't ignore
Fucking
the
bastard.
Nixons.
So Adobe Firefly refuses to process the prompt of addicted to spuds
Oh my god.
because I think
Like-
addicted
Yeah.
is setting it off. So I'm not going to try Christmas at Ground Zero because I think that also won't work.
Ugh.
Okay, I'm gonna do another one. Rides the Bus next. That I think would be some interesting.
More some more Weird Al nostalgia is we've talked about the whole Napster and all of the songs that we would discover which were not Weird Al but were labeled as Weird Al. Is I had it kind of looks, I'm looking at my phone, it basically looked like this. I had the MP3 player that looked like this,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it had 32 megabytes of memory,
A
and
whole 32.
yeah, and and I would clip it on, and listen to like the 12 Weird Al songs that I had on it at the time, and so I would walk home from school and I would listen to Weird Al.
I got it. Hey everyone, we need. This is breaking news. This happened shortly ago. I didn't realize this. Henry Kissinger, war criminal beloved by America, finally dies.
We got him.
We got him! Alex, Henry Kissinger is finally fucking dead.
I was
Hooray!
hoping there would be like confetti, but I guess no one planned for that. Well, that works.
Thousands of Cambodians and Vietnamese people are fucking celebrating and pissing on his grave. All right.
Wow.
So here, this is fun. This is actually it could be an actual like painting here some stuff. So no one rides the bus. Like, okay, I kind of can kind of dig it. I like this one down here most. Just like, okay, that definitely just looks like a bus one style. But I also want to know, like, what's going on with this traffic? Like, why is it going the wrong way and that way? Why are these both going the same direction if there's a double cross road? I mean, I don't
happens.
know. It happens. Oh my word. I
Here's
had
Harvey
a,
the Wonder Hamster in the style
Hey!
of Jack Kirby.
Hey! Harvey the Wonder Hamster. He doesn't bite, he doesn't steal, he just runs around his hamster wheel. Harvey the Wonder Hamster. Oh, Harvey!
I think so. I've seen Al. Well, I've heard Al because I'm a phone.
Yes.
At the Star Wars Celebration Orlando was the first time I heard Al, and it was at the 501st Stormtrooper Legion's after party. It was like they had a big anniversary, and so Timothy Zahn, who wrote the Thrawn trilogy, got up and did a little speech. And there was like a cantina table and everything, and muftaz
Oh my
and all the
word.
cool Star Wars aliens. And then Weird Al came out, and yeah, and Emily was there, and it was great. He was performing, he was doing some great stuff, but the people in front of us started to get a little irritated because he was doing his originals,
Oh,
and he kept faking out. And now here's the song you're here for. Another one rides the bus. Do. Because it was during his self-indulgent tour.
which makes sense why he
Yeah.
didn't do as many parodies.
Well, also he only has 2 Star Wars songs.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's the 2.
Play the same songs.
But what was great is with Albuquerque, he like made it farther through Albuquerque after forgetting his place in it and starting
Wow.
over than he usually does.
So
Yeah, that's a bit that he does, and I love it.
Yeah.
So here's a thought I had last week, which I could have looked up to see if this was true, but at one point I just made, look, this must be true, and I don't want the truth broken away from me. But one day I had an epiphany that is Albuquerque supposed to be a parody of Alice's Restaurant, because it's a song that just keeps going on and on and on and on.
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
think it might be a reference.
A well reference to it at least, or that I want to say that they're related. Of course, I thought this because I caught on the radio on Thanksgiving Alice's Restaurant being played.
He says it's in the style of the, quote, hard-driving rock narrative of artists like the Rugburns, Mojo Nixon, and George Thorogood.
Yep, there it is.
Sure,
And Alice's Restaurant.
Yeah. And
again,
it
only
really-
because it starts with Al.
I think that's why he did it. It's because it's his name.
Oh, also true, of course, Al. Yeah.
I think Dare to Be Stupid is in contention for his best original, to the point that even Mark Mothersbaugh was like, he did a Devo song better than, like, he did a Devo song. Like, he somehow made it, like, and it, not that it was better than theirs, but you know what I mean? It's like he had an understanding of them that was better than their own understanding of being able to do it. Like, he was just super impressed with it. But my personal favorite is the Talking Heads pastiche, Dog Eat Dog. It just is an incredible earworm that I cannot, like, I can't explain how much I love it. And then when I started getting into Talking Heads and realizing that it was a stylistic parody of And She Was, now And She Was is one of my favorite Talking Heads songs because of Dog Eat Dog.
I take it back. That wasn't where I first saw him.
Oh,
I first saw him at the SF Sketchfest tribute to Weird Al Yankovic, where he didn't perform a ton, but it was like a Garfunkel and Oates cover of his songs.
Nice.
A Jonah Ray was there, and a pre-cancellation Chris Hardwick was there, because Hard and Firm also covered Weird Al songs, which might be
Got
why
it.
I kind of forgot that part of it. And it was at the Castro Theater in San Francisco. And you can see the whole thing on YouTube, it looks like.
whoa.
I
At
remember.
least- oh no, part of it.
Okay, I was gonna say it's unusual that the whole things get uploaded.
Yes.
I remember when the Discord started doing rewatches of George Lucas Talk Show. We were chatting and we were asking, like, oh, who would you want to see on the show? And I was like, oh my God, I got it. The perfect person, the best person we could possibly ever see is Weird Al. And then, of course, he went on George Lucas Talk Show. And
Mm-hmm. God, that was
what
so good.
an episode. I mean, he's such a great guy.
Go eat your beans, Al! Al, go eat! Eat your beans! You don't have to stay!
Yeah.
Wasn't it? He lasted like a whole Irishman, right?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He was
I
there.
mean,
a whole
Irishman
lot.
clutches to say, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dedicated.
Sorry, my AI art is failing me. I tried the Jeopardy one and it just didn't spit out what I wanted. Ugh.
That's a song. When I hear it on the radio, the actual song,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's just the Weird Al song. Because it's like, that's also just shows how amazing he is at making songs that can sound just like the original, and the lyrics are just so similar that I'm like, I could definitely hear this whole song, and or I could hear the Weird Al song and just assume it's the original version of it, you know?
Avoid mentioned this in the chat, but are you familiar with "You Can't Call Me Al"?
I am not familiar with it.
It was Jonah Ray's cover album of Weird Al songs turned to not necessarily all, and not, I don't know, it was just the commitment to the bit on it was wild. Because yeah, he did a full album, a full LP of Weird Al covers, and the music video for his cover of Frank's 2000-inch TV is him composed or composited into UHF.
Oh my word. Oh my god.
It's hitching up on the YouTube a little bit, so let me refresh. But yeah, here we go. It's just so, it's in Uncle Nutsy's Clubhouse. It's the whole, it's really good.
Oh my word. Yeah.
It's a great EP.
The Dire Straits parody.
Yeah. Which that's one of those songs I definitely heard the Weird Al version before I heard the original.
I love UHF. I've told this story before. I'm throwing my dad under the bus again. I was in junior high. I want to watch UHF. My dad was like, "You cannot watch that film." I'm like, why? He's like, "There's a scene in it where they think there's like a mouse puppet, and then you zoom in, and it's a person's penis." And I'm like, "Dad, Weird Al does not have a movie with a penis in it. That's not possible."
No.
And so he watched it, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I got the wrong movie." And for years, I didn't know what the fuck this movie my dad saw was. And I'm like, did he get a scrambled porn in there? Until I was looking up, for no reason, Richard Belzer's filmography. And he was in a movie in the 70s called The Groove Tube, in which there is a segment about, it's like a parody thing, and they talk about syphilis, which uses penis puppetry. So that's the film, but because it's like a TV-based sketch thing, he just was like, "Oh, comedy, TV. Oh, that must be that movie. I can't let him watch that."
I could see that.
So I'm just glad my dad wasn't crazy, that he didn't just make up this thing.
I get on the other side, my dad being the complete opposite. I remember another huge discovery for me. I remember discovering Monty Python and watching, seeing the Holy Grail on Comedy Central, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And just like words coming out of my mouth, like just word vomit of me explaining to my dad, and he was like, "Oh, Monty Python." He's like, "Yeah, they've done a bunch of stuff," and I was like, "What?"
Oh.
And we went to Blockbuster, and we were renting the other movies, and I remember being like, "Why is this rated R?" And my dad's like, "Oh, oh." I mean, I definitely wasn't old enough to see an R movie in theaters. I was 12. But it was just funny because he was like, "There's nothing in this movie that I could think of that you shouldn't see," and I feel like I think he was right, because unlike other movies, it's not R because of violence or anything like that.
You said Life of Brian, right?
Oh yeah, Life of Brian, also Meaning of Life, also R.
Just hanging nudity. Dong, you know.
Yeah, just some nudity.
Life of Brian's definitely my favorite of the Python.
Mine as well.
Now that I've gotten older, yes, that is the most solid. I still love Holy Grail because it is great. It's meme to death. So you have that thing where you like love it a lot, and then you go back and you watch it, like it's still good. Spamalot's also great. Which
yes.
I really hope I can get to New York to go see it. I don't know. It's just Broadway's so fucking expensive. New York's expensive. Broadway's so
Intern
expensive.
Forrest won a poster of Life of Brian at a movie theater because he was the only one willing to sing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life" in front of the whole theater.
That's
nice.
Incredible.
You know what else is incredible?
What?
The Waffle King.
The Waffle King. Oh my god, that's a deep cut.
That's good.
That's Alpalooza? Or Off the Deep End?
Yeah, I think it's Alpalooza.
Okay. Alpalooza and Off the Deep End were the last two Weird albums I owned, so they're like actually the ones that I don't remember the most.
Like, I want some of these.
All right, I'm gonna do Dare to Be Stupid, but what art style should I do it in? Oh, I got to show that. So it's not great, but these are the I Lost on Jeopardy ones. The bottom right is the clearly best one of them.
Oh yeah.
I
Though
do.
like
I
that
just like this one.
I like that the second to last looks like it merged Al with Alex Trebek.
Right?
Oh,
It's like,
yes.
hello.
That explains that.
It kind of does. Like, we can take that off. Boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo.
I remember, yeah, Weird Al was like, I remember whenever Weird Al popped up in something, it was so exciting because in my head he was cordoned off to like just weird albums.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But then
well,
like when he is in Spy Hard,
that's exactly what I was thinking. When you said that, I was like, Spy Hard. That
And
was exciting.
and I was
And-
such a big Leslie Nielsen fan too.
Me too.
well, and the only person to appear in all the Naked Gun films apart from the main cast is Weird Al Yankovic.
That's funny.
That's true.
Huh. What a cast.
Well, and I was like, I definitely first saw Spy Hard around the time that I first saw James Bond,
Mm.
and so this parody,
Oh. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah. I definitely saw Spy Hard after I'd seen a Bond because I knew what it was going for.
Oh, I definitely saw Spy Hard in the theater.
oh wow,
Getting the Spy Hard MP3 was so difficult, like early internet, because it just like it was like on one CD, which I think was a Japanese release. Like I don't think it got a single in the US. So it was one of those ones that eventually I found it, but yeah, it just was like really hard to get on an MP3 for the longest time. Dare to be stupid with no art prompt is pure chaos.
Wow.
Just the phrase itself.
I mean, I feel like I guess this is why there was a whole strike and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see a bunch of those being real things. So like, yep, green like that. Dare to be stupid. 5 seasons.
So here's Weird Al's very positive person. So I feel bad saying this, but do you have a least favorite Weird Al thing, or a song that you're just like, ooh,
I mean,
doesn't do it
there's
for me?
got to be a bunch where I don't even remember them. You know, like I'd be like, oh, I don't remember this one. So I feel like that would be the answer. So I can't think of one where let me keep thinking about it. But I can't think of one where I'd be like, oh, I want to listen to that one.
Yeah, you're like insta skip. I certainly could listen to all of them.
Yeah.
I'm even going through myself because I was looking at them and being like, gosh, there's none of these that I like hate. And I'm like, are there any? Like, are there any Weird Al songs? And it's probably just the ones that were like not. Oh, I forgot he did Peter. I'm going through his discography. I forgot he did Peter and the Wolf with Wendy Carlos.
Oh yes.
I've heard that. Listened to it. It's both that and the other side of the album where it's I can't. What is his name? It's Saint. Is it Saint Song? The one who did the animals.
Yeah. Yep.
And they did the animals continued, and it's all the other animals that weren't included. Like he's like, oh, I had to cut some of them, and so they just did like their own version of it. It's so great.
I mean, we could do it next week. I'm thinking we got to talk about Wendy Carlos for a full episode. Wendy Carlos
Oh my word!
is incredible.
I could talk about synth. I could talk.
There's a lot to talk about with Wendy
That's
Carlos.
a lot to talk about. Yeah. I'm so Airline Amy. Airline Amy's not great.
See, that's one of the I'm like I'm like I don't not even registering. What is
Right?
it a parody of?
It's a style parody of Nick Lowe and Jonathan Richman, who are just like acoustic singer songwriters. Like I can't even conjure it in my head.
No.
But I remember being like, this song's like fine.
Is it more recent?
No, it's from the Off the Deep End album.
Okay.
No, the recent ones are all pretty like fresh. Do you know? Also, weirdly, I think
I
Waffle
think-
King is probably down there, but it's just because I don't remember it.
Jackson Park Express is one where I'm like, okay, because I'm not a huge Cat Stevens fan, so I think it just doesn't grab me.
Yeah, see, a lot of these I'm
yeah.
like, I don't even remember this one.
And that was on Mandatory Fun.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because it sort of felt like, oh, I want to do another long song at the end of like an album, but it just didn't hit as well as like an Albuquerque or Genius in France did. But yeah, it's not terrible. Do you want one from Mandatory Fun I love more than I probably should? Mission Statement.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm just in a corporate environment. I'm just like, yeah, these phrases are just in my head, but they mean nothing out of context.
Not necessarily why this reminded me of it, but there's the Word Crimes one is great because you can play it instead of the one that is parroting.
Yeah, the one that's problematic.
Exactly.
It's very less problematic.
Although I
Foil
believe that
is
one,
flawless.
he did have to apologize for a word he used in that one. I believe.
Oh, may I ask what it was?
Yeah, I
if you
believe.
don't want to repeat it, that's fine.
I feel like it's fine to say because yeah, he did. It has the word chip in it.
Oh yes, yeah, and a lot of people. I
don't know the
learned-
origin. I mean, yeah.
I only learned in like college when we were literally doing like a cultural sensitivity training kind of thing.
Yeah.
One, the first example they gave was even worse. It just like it called out Jewish people, and I'd never heard that term before. And I'm like, Jesus, and I'm like, and then they were like the that one, and I was like, oh.
Oh, really, Void? What was there more? I thought. Oh no, sorry, not chip. It's spaz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
Both are ones where I'm like, oh right.
That word is more offensive in the UK than I think it is in the US.
Okay.
Because I've heard
sorry about that. I knew.
Al is great
there
though
was-
about apologizing for things and not doing songs anymore when he realizes that they haven't like aged super well.
Yeah. Which that's the nice thing about. I mean, that is the weird thing about his songs is that a lot of them do age really well. Like some of them, if they're more about parroting a topic that hasn't really like lasted. Like Here's Johnny is a fine song, but because it's just about like Johnny Carson, it is like an artifact versus like, you know, being more of a living song. Same thing with Headline News.
I think the song that aged the best by far is The Saga Begins.
Yeah.
Because he did that song basically off of the trailer, and then you watch that song now, and it does a better job of explaining the entire plot of the movie than the movie does.
Well, and it's to the point that like Lucasfilm plays it at conventions to get people hyped for
Yeah.
panels. Like they've fully embraced it.
This is a true point from Things to Void. There's a lot of violence in his stuff.
Yeah.
It's very Looney Toony, but yeah,
Yes.
it was like some of the stuff that he described. I mean, The Night Santa went crazy, and then the live versions where it's even more gruesome than the song that's recorded.
This Is Your Horoscope comes to mind. There's a lot of violent acts happening to people in that song.
Oh my god!
I know Al doesn't perform Fat anymore
Oh, he doesn't. That's
because of the Michael Jackson stuff, and he doesn't really do any of his Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's the reason. Okay,
That's a great reason.
I just assumed it might have been because of fat
That.
sensitivity. Even though the song is about a person who's proud of it. Like, they're not, like...
Yeah.
That is the sort of weird part of the angle of the narrative of the song. But yeah.
Well, because
I can
there's
get
at
that.
least the
But
three.
Well, and also...
He doesn't do Eat It anymore either for this.
I was gonna say Eat It, yeah.
Probably the other reason I thought I knew that he had dropped fat because the costume change was like so hard. Because he like I saw him like when he performed it the first time I saw him, he was in the suit, and so he just came out for that song and did it in the suit, and then ran backstage. Like the costume changes he did were insane. That's the one thing he didn't do on the Indulgent tour. He just no costumes. It was just him, you know, acoustically them and stuff. But yeah. That was the biggest part, and they would play clips of his Al like TV and stuff from like UHF and things that he's been in between to give him time to go run and do full costume changes and stuff.
Just a moment from UHF that just lives in my brain and will pop out every now and then is just the supplies,
Yep.
which is also a bit problematic. But
I love the fire hose bit, and every time that I see a hose, I'm like, you think to myself, you get a drink from the fire hose. Oh yeah, it's just I'm gonna read this like a transcript, like it's a court document here. So from Albuquerque, when I see this guy Marty trying to carry a big old sofa up the stairs all by himself, so I say to him, I say, hey, you want me to help you with that? And Marty, he just rolls his eyes and goes, no, I want you to cut my arms and legs off with a chainsaw. Now, Mr. Yankovic, what did you do after the moment that Mr. Marty made the clearly unjust comment about getting his arms and legs cut off with a chainsaw? You cut off his arms and legs with a chainsaw. Yes, no more questions.
so what happens if you try to AI that excerpt?
Oh my god, that's so how do you copy and paste that? I gotta go to the actual Twitch and copy the comment. Oh
Oh
Lord.
my god, that is.
Ugh, I mean, I will do it. I'm doing it.
Come on.
Yeah,
I'll
people-
put it in
if people-
private chat.
Was that? Oh, private chat. Oh yeah,
I mean, you can, but also
there it is.
Because I also already grabbed it. I'm sure
nice.
the Adobe probably won't do it, but let's see.
Let's see if Night Cafe doesn't give a shit.
Another because nowadays, I say this a lot, but every time I'm listening to the radio and I hear a song, I hope it's the Weird Al version. It almost never is. There was one time in like the last 3 years where it was the Weird Al version, and I was like blown away. But
Oh, Adobe's
there-
doing it.
but there are but some of those songs when I hear them on the radio now, I love when there's just some lines which are basically word for word what are used in the Weird Al version of the song.
Mm-hmm.
I think of the one the it's been
We got similar results here.
yeah
To my this person working on a sofa.
oh there's a bit of a chainsaw. Yep. But I love because there's a part in the actual song where they say about they were ripping off their shirts, because I think of that song as being a song about Jerry Springer.
That song.
Oh, yeah.
That song. If we want to talk about songs that problematically
Yes.
don't age well, I mean, so many terms in that which are just from the show, but like the show shouldn't have been saying these things. So
Just titles of episodes.
Yes.
Or just Chiron descriptions.
It was my first song it was the first pop culture reference to bestiality I ever had, though. When they talk about the I slept with your dog and I slept with your pet goat. That goat doesn't love you. But I mean, besides the Bible, because the Bible has references to it.
Oh, true.
Very true.
I think of the Ode to a Superhero so much more often than I think of Piano Man.
Oh, that's one I don't. I think of Piano Man too much, because that one just is. It's
Billy
there.
Joel is just so not was so not a part of my life.
And
I
listened.
have no
yeah.
attachment to him at all.
I listened to oldie stuff, so I was like, knew the song and was into it.
My parents' oldies stuff went very much in the like British invasion direction rather than like Billy Joel.
There is, and I feel like every time it brings up, no one has any idea what I'm talking about, but there is that Billy Joel song, which is a Beethoven piano sonata.
Oh, which one is that?
Now I have to look it up.
I'll look it up.
But it's
Yeah, Forrest only listened to the Yardbirds and the Birds growing up.
oh, also Billy Joel.
This night. It is This Night.
This night, yes.
Uses the
Bum, 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 bum.
Pathetique
Pathetique.
Sonata.
Yeah, Pathetique Sonata, second movement. Also, when I think of Billy Joel, I think of Step Brothers, where they're the band that we only do doo-wop. Billy Joel.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I think of when I think of Billy Joel? Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCartney, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe.
That's
I
pretty
could do
good.
the whole song, but I'm not going to.
You know what I think of when I think of Fallout Boy? Captain
That-
Planet, Arab Spring, LA riots, Rodney King, deep
I-
fakes, earthquakes, Iceland volcano.
I've never listened to that because I'm just like, nope,
It
not going to
What-
do it.
and I guess so. I'm glad this came up because I've been hearing that on the radio lately, and for me, some things seem really ridiculous. But then I wonder if for older generations, if you're like, yeah, of course, there's just a lot of random things thrown in there. Then why is that with that one? Because with the Fallout Boy one, there are things where it's like really diverse directions. It's like, here's something from the 90s. Here's something that happened last month.
I think it's about as good as the original.
As the
which
original,
may be
yeah.
more of a statement on what I think of the original than what I think of the Fallout Boy one.
Yeah, because I do wonder, because I'm like, huh, I guess I'm always like, yeah, those events all seem to be more or less in a coherent order. But maybe that's just because of the song existing for so long. Also, the thing that really throws me off about the Fallout Boy one is there's like it's like Robert Downey Iron Man, and I'm like, I don't think that's I don't think that's something you need to point out in a song. Like,
I mean,
No, that's
it did
very
sort of
important.
shape cinema history.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, also they don't mention COVID.
Oh, is it a post-COVID song?
Yeah. Yeah. And they don't mention it.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I don't know, like there's The King and I, the catch it gets their mention in the original. And Iron Man is The King and I.
Oh, do you mean Brando, the King and I, and
Yeah.
the Catcher in the Rye?
Oh, vaccines mentioned in the
Eisenhower
original.
vaccine, England's got a new queen.
But also vaccines mentioned in the original, not
Mm-hmm.
the new one.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, I think someone's got to make a new song and throw some Henry Kissinger in there.
Fauci's running vaccines in reach. Donald Trump said kill it with bleach.
YouTube
Or
killed
like-
on TV.
Henry kissing no more.
Oh. This is, oh wow, look at this. I have some beautiful artwork here. This is Vincent van Gogh's I Want a New Duck.
Uh,
Oh, look at these
oh,
ducks.
that, of course, that was his
Aw.
duck period.
That was his duck period, of course.
Yeah.
I could have done John Auburn, the actual like duck artist or like bird artist, but that would just be duck portraits that are really good.
And I imagine a bunch of people have done it, but what happens if you look up Amish Paradise in an AI?
Ooh, oh, that's a great one. Amish Paradise. What like? Oh, I'll do Amish Paradise.
Ooh, or maybe
In
a
folk
lyrics to
art style.
Amish Paradise.
I'm curious what Amish Paradise just does really. German folk art.
It looks like Adobe AI will not use the word Norman Rockwell or Polkarama, because I wanted to get Norman Rockwell's Polkarama.
Oh, I can do Norman Rockwell's Polkarama for you. Night Cafe don't give a shit.
Night
Night
Cafe
Cafe-
doesn't care, yeah.
Night Cafe's made to like
Oh, yeah.
to steal from artists.
Well, but I was able to do in the style of Jack Kirby, and I can't do in the style of Norman Rockwell.
Huh. I feel like George has something to do with that.
You said Polkarama, correct?
Yeah, but I'd also be curious about a few others.
If you want to, if you want to send them in the private chat, I will do whatever Norman Rockwell styles you want. Oh wow. Okay, Amish Paradise, y'all.
This
Oh,
was It's All About the Pentiums, and for some reason it got like Wizard of Oz.
ah.
Pentiums.
I like top left. That's a funky building.
Yeah.
You better believe that one was on my MP3 player.
Oh, I have certainly listened to that more than It's All About the Benjamins.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Did
Again,
you-
for all of these, I listen to the Weird Al more than. Well, I guess there are some that are just on the radio so much that is impossible for me to avoid.
There it
Ooh.
is. An Amish Paradise.
I like that they all look like they could be just one image together.
Yeah, it's like patches of a quilt or something.
Yeah.
all the churches, so many churches. All right, and Pokerama should be done.
I want to hear from the chat. Let's hear some of your favorite Weird Al memories or songs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's Amish Paradise in the style of Grant Wood.
Ooh, yeah, my homie Grant Wood. Closeted gay. He once painted a portrait for a young colleague as like a gift. And it was just like, Grant.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and get
Grant. You cried twice. Oh my God! Why? Just out of excitement, I assume. But what specific things caused it?
I was living in the fridge.
So Norman Rockwell, some good Norman Rockwell, but there's not much of the Pokerama part
No.
to it.
Those are some good Rockwells, though.
I'll try Hooked on Polka.
Let me see. What more with Norman Rockwell?
I do wish I had. It would have been cool to have gotten that the squeeze box.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
But it's one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
where it's like I can't justify it.
No.
Oh yeah, I love and like Mad TV era Key and Peele. Before they were really knew
Yeah.
that they were going to be a duo, as it were.
Yeah, that was that's a great video too. I mean, and song. I feel like that helped get my nephew into Weird Al. I remember he was like, "Oh my God, this song's so funny."
They're hooked together and they have polka. It worked. White and okay, let's do White and Nerdy. Who would be a good artist for White and Nerdy? Actually, you know what? Let's just do Norman, or actually Grant Wood. Grant Wood would be great for White and Nerdy. I actually way early did a Grant Wood Weird Al portrait in AI, and it's so far back in my stuff that I probably won't be able to find it. But it was like actually really good. You have a baby, Alex? Do you want to show the baby on the camera? Wow. Oh, wow. These are almost too perfect. Except look at that one with the double chin, which is just
Oh,
another
wow.
mouth. But even just the white and nerdy part of it is pretty darn good. Got glasses, the frame of them.
Looks
the
like
sort
I'm
of
getting a
figure.
lot of
Hi, baby.
not style
Sneeze in my mouth,
wise.
you bitch.
Oh my God.
Sneezy boy.
Not so much in the style of, but all those those men look like a bit like Robert Crumb to me.
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
do
here.
look like Crumb.
Let's just see. I'm just gonna do a portrait of.
I could see
Weird
them
Al.
being in Ghost World too.
Yeah, I feel like there's a very Ghost
Mm-hmm.
World. Ooh, we see it in action.
I just want to see Weird Al's.
As it thinks.
I'm sad because the original AR things like actually had generative stuff that you would see it slowly
Yeah.
build, and I loved that. And these are just like, here you go. I'm like, okay,
Ooh.
not terrible. It's definitely using his style. So like some of those faces, I'm sure is kind of. It is Dr. President. He is getting big. I like bottom right. There's like people in the background. That's kind of neat. But yeah, the circles are very odd. I don't know why his hair is sort of circly in there.
I think maybe we should just keep looking at Weird Al and just the words Weird Al in different styles.
I will. Here we go. Okay, let's get me back up here. You have unlocked me. I will do Weird Al in any artist style. Give me any artist, and we'll go in there. Let's just do Norman Rockwell.
Let's do Norman Rockwell.
You see all my typos. I was editing 3 different 80s synth songs, and none of them are the 80s synth songs that I have stuck in my head right now.
Oh, here's Night Cafe's version of Party in the CIA in the style of Norman Rockwell.
Wow.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Oh,
Look at
get over
that.
there. But yeah.
Oh, ooh, look at that. Not terrible.
No, the top left one's good.
It certainly is trying to make him more like a prototypical old gentleman in a lot of these, which I enjoy.
The bottom left one, it looks like there's like medieval music notation manuscript.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it is music like manuscript behind him,
Okay.
because like you can even see. I'm pointing with my mouse, like you all can see.
I do that all the
mouse
time.
cursor.
Look, we're here.
But yeah, like if you look over his left shoulder, you can see like an upside down note that's on there. Yeah, that's so interesting that it will pull things like that.
It must know, like, well, he's a music
musician,
person,
yeah.
so
I'm gonna do my boy Roy Lichtenstein and see what I get. You can get some good stuff if you do Roy Lichtenstein.
ooh, that's a good one. That's a good idea. Oh, let me think. What else? Ooh, what about like futurism?
I will do it like in retrofuturism.
Ooh,
I like these. I like bottom right, even though it's just a mustache on it.
I like bottom left. I feel like that looks like it would legitimately be something that Weird Al would put on something he was releasing.
I like the pants that he has. But also, I love the use of color. That it takes that style where it's the thing. But top right looks like one of his paintings was chopped up and then used, like as the background, like little splinters of it all around. Oh god, I fucking love Lichtenstein. Okay, so in retrofuturism style, you said.
This is Weird Al in the style of Dolly.
Oh yes, I did all the Poodle hats. I did all the album titles by Weird Al as Dolly once, and there was the one from Poodle Hat was really.
Can
good.
we see that again? I want to make some comments. Obviously, they're combining him with Dolly, the person.
Yeah.
And
Very clearly.
B looks like Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and also on Dune, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you had Nixon on the side, and I apparently used this a long time ago to do a bunch of Star Wars
Yeah,
and Super Saiyan George Lucas, which I know was
Of
my
course.
go-to.
I believe you did Super Saiyan George Lucas the last time we did AI
Yeah,
art.
that's
I
true.
think that's the
Yeah.
last time
That's
you
true.
picked this up. All right, I'm getting that retrofuturism.
Okay, so I remember I had to look up the name of an artist who I like. Here we go. Definitely forgot his name completely. This is probably going to be what you're going to get anyway. But look, how about Weird Al with Giacomo Balla, or that's probably pronounced Baya.
Okay, can you send that in the private chat?
Yeah.
Thank you. Here is a retrofuturistic Weird Al.
Oh.
These ones are actually pretty. Top right is a really good one
Oh,
in
let me
terms
see.
of portrait of him. Just like his,
Ooh.
like that's the best face of his I think they've done. I liked bottom. Yeah, Omni Matty. It is Weird Al and Weird AI. So we're doing Weird Al generative in AI.
Weird AI. Yeah.
Yes.
We've taken the concept very literally.
This is Weird Al in the style of H.R. Giger?
Looks,
Hell yeah.
God, I can't think of the actor's name, but he looks like an actor to me.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Giacomo Bella before. I am digging what I see so far. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it in the thing.
It's funny because I had to look up the name, unfortunately, but I remember seeing I'll send you. I'll send you the specific painting I remember seeing. I think at the Met at the time, at least, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is incredible! I love this." And now I completely forgot his name. No, it's not. I wasn't thinking of John Turturro, but that's man. I can't even describe the person I'm thinking of. I will go on a little search.
Look at those.
Oh, okay.
I think it's merging his face a bit with the artist himself, from what I saw on it. Oh, I like this. Yeah, I like this thing that you've linked. That's
Yeah. So that was the painting I saw, in person, and I was like, I'm in love with this painting.
at MoMA.
It was either. Oh, it was at the MoMA. It was either Met or MoMA. Yeah, it was definitely MoMA then. Yep.
Yeah, it's listed on there.
Yep. Definitely MoMA.
I have Weird Al in a David Cronenberg film, and I don't think it really works.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't scream Cronenberg
Yeah.
to me.
You know, I gotta do Edward Hopper because I was just at the Des Moines Art Center the other day and hanging out with my gal at the Automat. My favorite painting, so I'm gonna do that one next. Hopper's like my always first go-to if I want to test out like a subject matter and see how it looks. But I had some restraint, and now he's only like the 7th one we've done. Look at this man. Look at him. Staring off. Distance. Bottom right's actually pretty neat. God, I love his style so fucking much. Okay, so we see Weird Al as a Jedi. I'm pretty sure we can see him as a Jedi.
I mean, there's a whole music video where he's a Jedi.
That's
And
true.
again, you never need to watch episode 1. You could just watch that music video.
My favorite part is that he bid on a charity auction to go to an early screening to make sure the lyrics he wrote based on rumors from online people were right. And he was.
He was so right. Yeah.
Here we go.
I know he
Master
made
Al.
I wonder what tweaks he made, because I know he said that they were very very
Bottom right is actually pretty fucking dope. Get that one big.
Also, that I remember that music video and being like, "Is that Samuel L. Jackson in the Weird Al music video?" It's not.
No.
Yeah,
No.
that background is fucking insane on that. Phony, do you have an artist that you would like me to do a Weird Al portrait in?
I have Weird Al as an eldritch deity.
Ooh.
Huh.
Okay, so Weird Al eating buttered toast. Of course, in the style of Norman Rockwell. Will be our next one.
I'm about to be out of the free credits that I have, so I'm...
That's good. You can go back to Adobe.
Oh, while that's loading, here's Super Saiyan Weird Al in the style of Norman Rockwell.
Holy cow. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Oh.
You got it.
Oh, wow.
I like top left. Just all that toast in the background. I fucking love toast!
Ooh, here's an idea. I don't know how successful it would be, but what about my bologna in the style of Norman Rockwell?
Ooh. That would be good. Weird Al. Do we want Weird Al in it still?
Yeah, why
Just
not?
my balloon, okay.
Also, I think that Weird Al should be included in all AI.
That is true.
It should be just requirement.
We're
Also,
gonna start an art movement.
also in some ways, AI itself is just Weird Al-ing something.
It's making a pastiche or a parody of it. Do you know what? Why is that so on point? That's weird how on point that actually is.
Oh, we've received some viewer weird AI creations.
Nice.
All from things from the void. I don't know exactly what prompts led to them, but we're gonna look through them together. I think perhaps Poodle Hat was involved on this one.
Wow.
Because it reminds me of the Poodle Hat cover with the train
Yeah.
and everything. And then we have Al searching for precious metals underground,
Heck yeah.
Nice.
or lawn mowing, and then Al as a streamer.
as a weeb.
E-girl Yankovic?
Doesn't have cat ears. Not an e-girl.
You're right. You're right. No cat ears. That was unreasonable of me.
This actually, okay. I don't know why they have it the way it is, but apparently bologna goes good on pizza. But still, bottom right, like that energy is so Al. Or bottom left, I should say.
Also, it's funny.
both
Is
bottom
seeing
right.
a lot of these, I am like, oh, there's some of these where I'm like, that's just the exact same face they've used before.
Yes.
Like,
They have an idea of what Weird Al looks like.
and they're like, this is it. It's one
Yes.
of these 8 possible options.
We're just going to do the same variants over and over.
I'm just trying to think of random Weird Al songs that are great.
It's here's a. I think I know what. Here's another one from Void, and I think this is me and Al.
Nice. Again, somehow that's the same face as the other one that they made.
Can you go back real quick? Can you go back?
Oh yeah.
I really appreciate that in this Weird Al's transitioning.
Yeah.
You can tell he has a nice chest coming in. Or they, I guess in this case.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. What's he doing? Weird Al style of... Oh, we haven't done Van Gogh for him. That'd be interesting. Let's see if it gives him red hair and a beard. Hi, baby. Are you coming back? Mistake was
Oh my
made.
god.
Hi, baby.
How am I here right now?
Look at him. Do you remember when he used to be able to sit on my shoulder and he would just sit here for a while? No shoulder anymore. Yeah, yep, here it is. This is Weird Al Van Gogh. It is very much Van Gogh and Weird Al's love child mixed together.
I mean, those are cool.
They are very cool. I like the star. I like bottom left has
Oh, man.
or they have the Starry Night and all the backgrounds for him.
Maybe we should just continue finding not necessarily artists, but just other people, and make them a Weird Al that person hybrid.
Oh, that's we're getting that. We're now getting in deep territory here. Has science gone too far? Merging two people together.
Oh, okay. Can you try to combine Weird Al and Alan Sherman? It would be the funniest song you could ever imagine. I guess you still have to probably do his style.
Oh well, I'm currently doing Weird Al in the style of Edouard Manet, which also means I have to do Claude Monet.
Mm.
I went to Denver and saw a Monet exhibit, then went to LA and saw a Manet exhibit in the same year, like within a couple months. It was very funny to me. And here we have the classic Weird Al, his portrait here, done by Claude Edouard Manet. He's perfect. He's a violinist. I did not know that he did parodies on the violin. Very good for him. The dog on the shoulder in that one too. Bottom left.
That might be a viola.
All right, in this Claude Monet. And then we'll do Alan Sherman, bastard hybrid.
I only just learned, or maybe relearned. Maybe I learned before. Here's some Alan Sherman trivia for you. In the song "Hello Mata, Hello Fada," all about Camp Granada. There's
He's
a
just
lyric.
waiting in water lilies.
That's great.
It's pretty great.
I love that.
That actually is a pretty great concept. Bottom left is like, oh yeah, he did do portraits, but it's like, no, we know what Claude Monet did.
Yeah. So in the song "Hello Mata, Hello Fada," there's a line about one of the campers named is Leonard Skinner, and apparently that's how the band Leonard Skinner got their name.
No, Leonard Skinner got the name from their janitor at the high
Oh yes, who have the same name.
Yeah.
But
But is it also in the song too?
Hmm?
Okay.
It's the same name, and they were surprised because they kept joking about that name, and then they actually I think it was like a coach, like a coach they had. I thought. Anyway, it was a video someone sent me the other day. It was just that one snippet of it, so that's all the context I have.
All right, here we go. A Weird Al and Alan Sherman hybrid person.
But in a similar vein, did you know that the Aerosmith song "Walk This Way" was inspired by Young Frankenstein?
That I actually knew. Yeah, it's that a while. Oh my. Okay. Oh, well, you have to tell me how it did. What have we created?
Oh,
What have we done?
Oh no!
Oh God, no, no, bottom right.
We
bottom
never
right.
stopped
Hello,
thinking we should.
Blogtober. Do you want to hear a song? I'm trying to think of some really good. I'm trying to pick artists that people would also know.
I thought of a Weird Al song that I would love to see some weird AI of.
Do it.
Which is Grapefruit Riot.
Ooh, okay. Grapefruit. Oh my gosh, I gotta do Grapefruit Riot, and we gotta do it in American
The Al one
realism
is
style.
Grapefruit Diet.
Oh, sorry,
Grapefruit Diet. Sorry,
That's
yes.
right. That's right.
Yeah, I wonder what Norman Rockwell would make of a Grapefruit Diet. All right, and now we need to paint some of these and convince George Lucas that they're lost Rockwells, so they get hung up in the museum.
What are some other songs? I'm just thinking there's song titles which would make good AI. I mean, why not look up all about the Pentiums?
It's actually pretty good.
Huh.
Top right, little off.
I love the bottom left one.
Yeah, bottom left is. Well, no, wait, but look at the fingers. AI fingers.
Oh,
Look at
no.
them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at
Oh,
them.
no.
Oh no.
Oh,
no. This is
So close.
is weird AI.
It's so close to being perfect. They just can't figure out how many fingers people have.
What are you doing? You're not getting in the plant, are you? Oh no, you're in your box. Okay. We have a box in each room for him because Dr. President loves being in boxes.
Oh, it's not to poop in?
For him to poop on. No. No, it's not. See,
I should probably just look up songs instead of just trying to think of
bottom left. I like again. I mean, the other ones are grapefruits, but she's looking at it like woefully, like, well, this is my life now, the grapefruit diet, and she's colored like a grapefruit.
Oh wow,
Let's
this
switch
list of
Genius
songs
and
is
Francis.
alphabetical.
Oh my word, that would be what a challenge! List the Weird Al songs alphabetically.
Well, here it is. Ooh, here's a good thing to look up. Angry White Boy Polka.
Here we go.
Is that actually Al, or is it one of those ones that was a?
No, that's his. It's from the Poodle Hat album, isn't it?
Oh,
yep.
that's right. It has the Papa Roach.
Yeah.
Cut
The,
my
Yeah.
life in two pieces.
the one I always think of is "Fell in love with a girl."
Wah, wah.
I fell in love and wanted her most completely.
That's also the part I usually think of.
I mean,
Is
those
He's in love with the
polkas
world.
are
Wah,
so
wah.
good. And it's funny because only years later I was like, oh man, I love the accordion. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love the accordion. I have one, and one of these days I'll actually, try playing it.
I was so unaware of the songs he was parodying that I remember it being weird when I was like, oh, but that's like a song I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when he did the "Don't Blame It on the Alcohol" in one
Yeah.
of the polkas, it was like, wait, but that's a current song. What's happening?
There's oh man, there's one song again. I hear these songs on the radio, and I think of the Weird Al what it did. And there's one that's from a polka.
I'm not
and,
happy with what Angry White Boy Polka is doing. It's just giving me Angry White Boys.
Ooh, I didn't think about how many angry white boys there are.
You know, there's a lot of them out there.
That.
Yeah, that
No,
one had polka
no.
dots. That was the
Yeah.
closest.
Oh,
So
wait,
it was
where
a
is-
polka dot.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But yeah, it was focusing too much on the first part.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe people
We were
are.
talking about this earlier. This is us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, are we NBC? Because this is us.
I'm gonna fill up my water. On that, I'm gonna leave and fill up my water. Shame on you, phony.
I regret nothing.
Of course you don't.
I think we lost a bunch of people because of all those angry white boys.
It does seem like a few people dropped out right as
I
we
was-
showed the angry
We're
one.
like, oh god.
Well, you know what'll hopefully win them back is this
Weird Al?
image of the time Al met George Lucas, creator of Star Wars.
Wow.
And I guess they ate a Twinkie Wiener sandwich?
That
is
that
from
Weird
Things
Al
from the
looks
Void.
more like, I guess, Daniel Radcliffe's portrayal of Weird Al.
Oh, yeah. And I'm getting some from a Whom Named Maddie as well,
Ooh.
which are Weird Al as John Wick.
That's a weird gun. Look at I love how many people have guns in the background. It's just a sea of people.
It's like
with weapons.
paparazzi with guns.
Yes. Like, oh, here's the red carpet. Your gun red carpet.
This one looks more like Al, but has less guns. Also, look at his hands here on the gun.
All of his hands.
All of them. And then this is the final one from a Whom Named Maddie, where his gun is shooting out of the bottom. Or it has like a butane torch inside it.
Looks a bit like Nick Cage.
Yeah, this one looks very Nick Cage. Oh, this first one reminded me of one of those guys from Game of Thrones. I don't remember which one.
Also, what's going on with his chest?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I guess it's supposed to just be the lighting of it.
yeah. It's just his lighting on his, but like, it looks like it. Yeah, the top. It's too harsh, so it looks like the right, like part of one side of his torso just like juts out and becomes rectangular.
Yeah, it's like he's got a
So,
gun.
yeah, I think it's supposed to be a flashlight in movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one diamond hard nipple.
Oh, and you missed this one, Missy, but this was when Weird Al met George Lucas.
I did see that. I saw the tail end of
Okay.
it. Thank you, though.
Another song which I definitely heard. I mean, all of them are true, but I definitely remember hearing "Lump" for the first time and being,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
oh, okay.
Here's Adobe's version of the Angry White Boy Polka.
B.
This is my favorite.
Wow.
He's so angry that he lost his pupils.
Yeah. And that's angry.
Yeah. Here's stop
Someone,
dragging
okay,
my car around.
we do seem to lose people every time we show one of the
Yeah,
Angry White Boys.
every time we show an angry white boy, we lose someone.
Who's rage quitting?
maybe they're like bot trolls, and they're like, oh, these people are already full of angry white people. We don't need to be here anymore.
I want to see what such a groovy guy looks like when you have AI. Also, thank you all for doing this. I can burn so many credits that have been languishing in my account.
How often do you use Night Cafe?
Not as rarely now.
But you
So-
so early on, you were just manually getting the credits every day.
That, and I just did like a one-time package buy for it.
Oh, okay.
Because I was using them from yeah, sure, why not? Like, this
Yeah.
is me supporting them once,
Yeah.
and then, free credits.
So looking at the list of songs, I'm really
Look at this, movie, guys.
understanding that most of what I had on my MP3 player at all times was from Running with Scissors.
Yeah,
Because
it's a great album.
yeah, and I guess it makes sense since it kind of coincides the exact same time that I got that MP3 player. So
Nature Trail to Hell. Let's see what that looks like. That's gonna be a landscape portrait. Which I said landscape portrait, which is not a thing. Those are
Ooh.
actually opposites.
Well, that's why you're an innovator.
this is very seasonally appropriate. What if we AI the night Santa went crazy?
Oh, yes, yes. I'm surprised I didn't do it earlier. Oh, hey, here's some nature trails to hell.
Oh, wow.
Not even sure what this is a reference to, but thank you.
I would say that was just a general statement.
Yeah.
All right, so you want do you want it is probably Night Santa Went Crazy, is what I'm guessing.
That would make sense.
It is.
Yeah. The whole song.
I don't think it can get the whole thing in there. And besides, we've already learned if you feed it like a bunch of stuff,
It
just
gets
ignores
confused.
and just does the first
Here's
part of it.
Adobe's version of Attack of the Radioactive Hamsters from a Planet Near Mars, which is from
I
the
mean-
UHF soundtrack.
Great.
Again, I think that show just got greenlit. I think they're making
Yeah.
it on
Yeah.
Netflix now.
And we also
lot.
got one from Things from the Void, which is Weird Al, but with more than meets the eye.
Which Dare to Be Stupid was featured on the soundtrack to the Transformers film.
Absolutely. That and The Touch.
Oh, I do really appreciate that this handy Wikipedia of all songs alphabetically does give you what each song in the Pokemon medley consists of.
That is really nice.
Yeah.
Very, very convenient.
I absolutely would go and seek the songs from those tracks just so I could go listen to them.
Well, and
So I
here's
discovered a lot of music
the
that way.
most iconic Weird Al song, the Comedy Bang Bang theme.
Ha ha! Gomade bang bang, gomade bang bang. I do like his version of it. Okay,
Oh, it's a
so I
good
did have to.
version, yeah.
I had to add a little bit to the prompt because the Night Santa Went Crazy was being very cutesy, and so I decided we need some Lovecraftian elements in there.
Ooh. I like the top left.
Top left is great.
Yeah.
Top
The
right's just an
bottom
instrument,
left
though.
looks like it would be like on a Treehouse of Horror episode.
I like bottom right because he's a giant. Like, he's just somehow bigger than all those trees. And there's still... I like bottom right. It adds the cypress plant from Starry Night for no reason. That's the shape of that fucking plant.
Well, here's another one from Things from the Void, which is Weird Al and the Muppets.
Ooh. Wow. Those are really close to Muppets, but not quite.
They're not quite Muppets.
Oh,
Weird Al's very happy to be
Weird
there.
Al's very excited to be on the Muppet Show tonight.
it does look like there is basically, essentially, I forget his name from the band.
Dr. Teeth?
No, not Dr. Teeth, but the other one in the band, like the other band leader. They just did a whole show about them. I don't remember any of their other names.
There's Ralph, there's
No.
Animal, there's Janice, there's Zoot, and there's Floyd Pepper.
Floyd
I think it's
Pepper.
Floyd Pepper, yeah.
Floyd Pepper is who I'm thinking of. I was thinking of Sergeant Pepper, and that makes sense. Yeah, the one right by his hair over there.
Here's
That looks like it's basically Floyd Pepper.
Girls Just Want to Have Lunch.
Wow.
And they do women eating in front of salads, which apparently is a trope. I like
Yes.
Yeah.
Alice got a tattoo of women eating front of a salad.
Okay, so was not familiar with this. Apparently, this is an original of his. I have to say that this one I've not heard of before, but this title is great. Is Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye, which that just has weird.
Oh yes,
AI.
that's the epic rap battle of history. It's really good.
Yes.
Because that's when I think he was doing promotional stuff for Mandatory Fun.
Got it.
That makes sense. It's been interesting to see how he's what he's been doing since his albums all ended.
Yeah, since his contract's done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So so here's
I love
another
that
one that
I love that he's like, now that my contract's done, I think I'm overdoing this album thing, y'all.
I mean,
So,
fair enough.
I guess this medium rarities are the ones I'm not familiar with. Because here's another fun thing to AI: Super Duper Party Pony.
That's
It's
from
from a
the
TV
My
show,
Little
I think.
Pony. It's from My Little
Oh,
Pony.
it's from the episode Pinkie Pride of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Yeah, because he voiced one of them.
Well, at least I understand why I haven't heard of some of these.
What do you
yeah.
think the name of his pony was?
Um.
I'll just tell you, it's not a reference or anything. It's Cheese Sandwich.
Yeah, I would have guessed that.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm going to attempt Christmas at Ground Zero. I will not show it if it ends up being too
Yeah,
bad.
that's fair.
Christmas at Ground Zero is a newspaper clipping.
I did Frank's 2,000-inch TV towering over a city, and this is what I got on Adobe.
Wow, looks like Futurama.
Oh
It looks
yeah.
very Futurama, yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
How tall
Looks very
is
Hulu-rama.
Futurama? I learned how to play the Oh yeah, it's just showing me photos of New York and Christmas. It's nothing bad. I mean, here I'll show it. It's nothing bad, but it just is like clearly
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
you know what it's trying to go with. Wonder what living with a hernia would be. Oh, I also had to try Addicted to Spuds since you weren't able to do that one for some reason in your yours phony. I love this. I get to do nerdy stuff that I would just do by my own, but quiet and boring, and now it's entertainment.
Okay, now there's a section here which is of other commercially available songs.
Oh, wow. A Whom Named Maddie has some where he ran all of the lyrics of The Night Santa Went Crazy through some generators.
Okay. Phony, can you see the thumbnail in our video down there?
Oh, Jesus.
There's no actual nudity in it, like in terms of anything that we couldn't show, but it's just Fletch creatures on living in a hernia. Okay, do you want to show this real quick and then up and off?
Oh, show it.
You heard the co-owner of this channel.
Here we go. We're doing living with a hernia, and it's gone.
Well, here's the Santa Went Crazy.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
That.
Oh, these are good.
And this is because he ran all of the lyrics through a generator.
Oh wow.
I think that's the key. Can you run through all the lyrics of Amish Paradise and see what we got? These are awesome. These are really good.
I probably even just took the first
I
line
love
because
this
it's
guy. Look at this. Look at his the anatomy on this one up front with the arms and then more arms.
they're prepared for war.
This one's just a head on legs with a hand.
That one looks very much gives me like signing of the Declaration of Independence vibes.
I like that this one was like, okay, I took the spots. And then bottom left, it's like, hey, art has Campbell's soup cans in it. That's art, right? Let me throw one of those in there for good measure. People love
my
those
God.
fucking soup cans.
We should. I don't think we ever did any Andy Warhol for a Weird Al.
We didn't. Andy Warhol can be odd because sometimes it tries to make like some of his photo work, but if you put
Yeah.
screen print on there, it
This
usually
is I Love Rocky Road.
I mean, yeah.
What's the What would be the best Andy Warhol one? I'll try. Dare to be Stupid might be interesting as an Andy Warhol. I can start with that. I should also just do a Weird Al one.
Yes.
Let's start. We'll start with that. The Des Moines Arts Center, of course, has an Andy Warhol, but it's actually pretty neat 'cause it's an Elizabeth Taylor one, and it does look pretty cool. Even if Andy Warhol his practices was a little bullshitty, but that was kind of his whole point, was to be a bullshit artist. So it's like, I mean, respect the thing. Now I can't remember the exact quote, but I'm thinking of that Anthony Jeselnik quote that he said earlier.
The
on
art
Hunter's
is
Stream.
getting away with it.
That's right. Art is getting away with it.
Just like the
think-
art of theft is the art of getting away with it. And if you like theft, be sure to join us on Tuesdays for Con Artist's Journey to Baldur's Gate.
Not this Tuesday, though.
Probably not.
Probably not,
That's what
'cause
GLTS said.
There's a George Lucas Talk Show live day
That's what
special
they
that's
said.
gonna be. Yep.
They
Oh,
tweeted it out.
on
on
Warhol.
Tuesday. On the 5th,
interesting.
there's a GLTS live stream, and then the other one is like a week later on a Saturday.
What time is that happening?
They haven't said
Just-
yet.
They haven't said yet. Okay. Just
More
as a
details
quickly
to
check
come.
to see if I have any works. I have like a busy week coming up. I'm like, let me just make sure that I don't schedule anything for that.
If they're doing Baron and the Junk Dealer in LA for a run, they'll probably do some live George Lucas talk shows too, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Usually.
I'm trying to get myself out of the FOMO of not going to SFSF.
I also am going to be busy on that day of. It's the 16th, right? The 16th is the
Yeah, it's the Saturday the 16th.
yeah, that day is a super busy day for me, but I should be able to catch the live stream at least. What time is that live stream
Haven't
starting?
said that either.
Oh, they have. Oh, right.
They just
They're not
announced
live
the
stream.
dates.
The yeah.
No,
I
for
guess
both,
they don't have
they
the
just
time.
announced the dates. 1BBBR, did they say it was a run in LA or just a couple of performances? I don't know.
I mean,
well,
a
that's
couple
exciting.
performances is that still not a run if you do more than one? I don't know. I guess like a weekend, whatever.
It's like
But yeah, it
it's
just
like
said
how
perform- yeah.
like you got like a couple. I guess you have to have 3 for something to be a full. Huh.
This is their Kiss style parody, or his Kiss style parody. She never told me she was a mime.
I love it.
Hi, Lena.
Here's a fun one.
Hey.
If Andy Warhol took over the motto of "Dare to be Stupid,"
Love it.
top right is actually nice because it's pretty close to getting the words correct. Dare to be too stupid.
Bottom left has dare
You're
to
so
stupid.
You're
No,
so
dare to stupty.
Okay, Lena says on Laser Stream, Patrick made it sound like one, but wouldn't be
Oh,
shocked. if it
on
was a
one.
run.
Oh, a performance. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'll have to make a really specific LA trip then.
I mean, I feel like if they're gonna be there,
I mean, they're only doing 3 days here,
yeah.
or 2 days, 3 performances for Sketchfest. So I wouldn't necessarily count on it being a longer run, because when they were last in LA, they did 1 day for GLTS when we were
Well, yeah, if
introduced
they-
to Missy.
If they just said like a show,
Yeah.
that's yeah, fine. Again, either way. Once the date's announced, plane tickets will be ordered. Hopefully. I'm paying down my card, y'all. I stopped smoking weed to help do it, so I want to get to LA and then smoke a lot of weed.
Well, I'm excited.
My brain is derailed from doing AI art stuff. What other styles and lyrics do we want to do here?
Let's see.
I'm going through the albums and just sort of. Oh, I'm gonna try "Stuck in the Closet" with Vanna White.
Oh, yeah.
Phony, there's a song with your name in the title.
There is. and it's an important lesson as well.
Why am I? What's the phone one?
Don't go making phony calls.
That's right. I forgot that's called phony calls. Yeah.
Please
Phony
stick to the
calls.
7-digit numbers you used to. I know you think it's funny driving folks right up the wall.
That was the first time that I maybe heard The Simpsons do like a. I'd seen like some Simpsons clips, but that was the first Bart prank call I'd ever heard.
Oh, that makes total sense. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Because I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up because Bart was disrespectful.
Yeah, he's Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Okay. Bottom two are it, but that's a very shortcut dress with long sleeves.
Oh!
Like, now I kind of want to see someone make that. Short, very short dress, longest sleeves you can get. Actually, I've seen dresses like that. Now thinking about it, I'm thinking of mod dresses. That's essentially what they were, and I've seen dresses like that in Star Trek.
I mean, it reminds me of the Cake song. A short shirt and a long sleeves.
Y'all, Captain Emily and I only have 3 episodes left of season 1 of Star Trek. We're getting through.
That's true. You're almost through season 1.
That
So close to Spock sex.
Well, I'm not on mute. What did you say?
We're so close to Vulcan sex.
Are you going to
So
listen to the album?
oh yes, that's
Of where Gene
season
Roddenberry
2,
talks all about Vulcan sex?
premiere.
Now I am.
Yeah.
That'll be a bonus.
You're welcome.
Well, I need to watch Strange New Worlds so we can do Strange New Sharts as well as like bonus or something.
Oh, it looks like the whole thing is on YouTube. No, Inside Star Trek, the album where he has a sit down with Sarek to talk about sex.
Oh my god.
That's why it's
Wow.
inside Star Trek.
Who interviews Sarah?
Do
Gene
Vulcans have
Roddenberry.
holes?
Gene
Nice.
Roddenberry.
Do
And
Vulcans
is
have
it
holes, or is
is
more
it
like
actually
Caligula?
is it actually the actor who plays Sarek,
Yes.
or
Yeah. And there's the origin of Spock, which I think is about Spock's conception, perhaps?
nice?
This was mentioned in Jesse Gender's Star Trek and Sex video.
Huh.
Oh, and William Shatner meets Kirk on it.
I want to watch Star Trek and Sex, but I don't want to spoil future episodes. So all of these great things I can't watch because I just don't want to. I don't want any details before I get to them.
You're gonna be waiting a while.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be over a year. I know. I've
I
done the
mean-
fucking math.
This
I mean, I think I could be
Glad
wrong.
we
Is
could
it the
pipe
first
in your
season the one with
co-host.
the most episodes?
Yeah, 29.
So
Because I just learned they basically got an order for 26, and then they were like, "Oh, it's so great. Can you tack on 3 more?" And they're like, "Fuck, sure." And they just like threw 3 together.
nice.
Oh lordy, I can't.
Four and then
Holy
took one away.
shit, I can't show these because there's actual boobage on
Yeah.
one of these.
Oh no.
I've
No, you
never
can't-
seen Night
you cannot
Cafe.
show the titties.
I've never
You
seen
cannot
Night
show
Cafe.
titties.
Oh, and I have to archive. Yeah, I have to archive them. So like I don't even want you to see it in the thumbnail. That's
Yeah.
so bizarre. I've never seen that happen in Night Cafe before because they usually censor those ones. Maybe
no,
Night Cafe's gotten hornier since I last saw them.
I mean, it is the Night Cafe after dark.
Ooh.
Oh, it gave me a partial refund on one of them because it wasn't able to do the prompt. So it was trying to censor one of them.
Oh, wow, it just failed.
Yeah. Also archive the hernia one just because it's creepy.
That
Oh.
one was creepy, yeah.
Love
Uh,
that one.
No reason for me to mention this, but we're talking about Star Trek. It's close enough. We finally been getting back on our Who Watch.
Oh,
Oh, nice! Yes.
Kind of stalled out a bit, and now I'm really getting into it again. It is
Did you-
crazy how many episodes the Fourth Doctor is in, and I
well, and
understand
who's-
why
Yeah,
he's
it's the longest.
considered the best, and he's basically considered who. It's crazy how many episodes, and it's just like we've seen so many episodes with him. But we
Scarlet
just watched
Doctor?
one serial where it had friend of George Lucas talk show Julian Glover in it
Oh, yes.
as one of the best antagonists I've seen on the show. And bonus, John Cleese randomly showed up in
Oh,
that.
you watched Fucking what's it called? I know this plot. It's the one where he goes back to time to the origin, and he ends up distorting it because he used that plot again in his book, Douglas Adams, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Is it the pirate one?
No, it's not the pirate run.
No, it's the detective one.
I can't think of what
the
it's called.
Doctor Who episode, not Dirk Gently.
Julian Glover.
Of course, I
Doctor
guess
Who.
it's not.
It's one of the best episodes ever. It's so good.
It's really good. It's
City
season
of Death.
17.
City of Death.
City of Death. Yes, that is.
Yes. Yeah, because literally they go back in time to like the origin of life, and they realize that when the bad guy explodes and goes into primordial goo, they're like, well, that's how life started, I guess, because his like amino acids are there, and they're like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah,
This
no,
is,
it is very good. It's one of my favorite serials so far. So yeah, season 17, Doctor Who, really good. This season really is captivating me the whole way through. Also, I like when the serials are shorter, like the 6-episode serials. I'm like, why are we still doing this? 4-episode serial, beautiful. Love it.
I've seen City of Death. Yeah.
It's like,
Where they steal the Mona Lisa.
Yes.
yeah.
So Julian Glover is the
That's right.
the enemy in that one.
I haven't seen that in over a decade.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm ashamed that I didn't immediately recognize who he was, but he was on there, and I was like, oh, this guy is a Bond villain, which is true, but I should have recognized him as our friend Julian.
But it was our friend Julian General Veers.
Yeah, and this had been around the same time. This would have been right around the same time that he.
VHS, mint condition.
This is one that was generated by Things from the Void, and Single Walk Run pointed out looks kind of like Caitlin Berlant's Weird Al.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. Too bad she wasn't here commenting. Alex sent me, he found a mint condition copy of, the all-time smash hit comedy Jingle All the Way, the holiday classic.
Oh.
I love that.
VHS, clamshell
Wow.
and everything.
So clammy. He didn't buy external that VHS player.
So
Oh, here,
I just double
and here's
checked.
Amish Paradise by
Ooh, nice.
Whom Named Maddie.
So City
That's
of Death was I love that. City of Death was 79, so very shortly after.
But pre-Empire still.
And of course, we mentioned it in Narnia. Tom Baker, greatest Puddleglum.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is big news. I can't believe we get to reveal this on this show, but
I mean, we already.
first we started with
yeah.
Henry Kissinger dying. Now we get to reveal the 15th,
Oh
the
my
16th
god!
Doctor. The
Oh,
16th
wow.
Doctor. It'll be
16th Doctor.
Ncuti Gatwa, and then Weird Al, the first American Doctor.
Dr. Weird.
Doctor
It's about
Weird,
time.
exactly. The rival Time Lord. I like that the
Do
Lantern
we?
is also a TARDIS.
There's an accordion version of the theme.
Oh, so the 17th season is as far as you've seen on Doctor Who, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was your first Doctor, Flugel? Since we're on Doctor Talk.
Well, I'm phony.
Oh, phony, whatever.
We're totally different people, but
I know. I was
think-
looking at the time and saw trivia was coming up, so
That's
I had
fair.
Flugel on the brain.
So David Tennant was my first Doctor. I first heard his final episode. No, I first heard Girl in the Fireplace
Oh, that's
as
a
my
good
first
episode. to
episode.
start
I
with,
saw it on
actually.
PBS.
Yep. I saw Doctor Who on PBS for the first time myself. They played him after Red Green. And my first Doctor was the 6th Doctor, which universally people think is the worst one. Apart from technically the 8th Doctor, but he just had like the pilot on the Fox one. And it's like,
The
it's
Eighth
not
Doctor
enough.
is a friend of mine's favorite Doctor.
It's not much material to go. I liked it. Yeah, it's fine. It's
Well, there's all
it's
the-
fucked. It's a terrible. It's like a terrible.
The movie's bad,
episode.
but he's in all the audio dramas.
Oh.
because all the big
that's
finish stuff
right.
started out
That's
as fan
right.
audio dramas, and then
And
became
I don't,
official.
yeah, I don't listen to the audio dramas, and I probably should. Those
So
would be fun.
I would say I do think of Matt Smith as my first Doctor in some ways, but like it really is Tennant because I watched all of Tennant's after the fact. Like I watched that Girl in the Fireplace and took a break for a while, and then watched.
Well, I believe Tenet happens forward and backwards.
That's true. It's a big ball of timey-wimey
Twine.
stuff.
in Minnesota.
I should have. I didn't realize. Even though I was so excited to watch the Douglas Adams ones, and I watched the one, I didn't realize that City of Death was Douglas Adams. You mentioned it because I was like, I didn't see his name,
Yeah.
and I do see here apparently the serial was written by David Agnew, a pseudonym for David Fisher, Douglas Adams, and Graham Williams.
Yeah, it was a great
Because-
one on that one.
It makes sense. It was definitely the most Douglas Adams Doctor Who I've seen, and then should have
Because
realized,
he-
of course,
He
John
stole
Cleese.
his own premise.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I should have realized John Cleese showing up. Of course,
Mhm.
he's gonna bring some pythons on board. Well, that's exciting. I also didn't realize because, all the Doctor Who knowledge I learned of, I never actually watched it, and I guess I think of all of the things happening at different times than they do,
Mhm.
because I always thought that since Doctor Who was an older show, that Douglas Adams wrote for Doctor Who before he wrote for Monty Python, when it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy Tom Baker. We own one series on DVD. We may own a couple of the Matt Smith ones, but the whole saga. What was the big long plot? The one with the pirate planet. That whole
Yeah.
season where it was one like continuous storyline.
Yeah,
I can't think
the
of what that storyline is called.
the time key, the
The Trials of the Time Lord, I think.
Trials,
is
yeah.
something
Oh,
like that,
okay,
The
yeah.
key to time.
Key to
Key
time.
to Time. Trials
Yeah,
of the Time Lord is a Sixth Doctor episode.
Yes.
Or literally-
and
literally he goes on
introduced
trial.
some important lore.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it is funny that the Sixth Doctor has one of the most lore important episodes, and it's just sort of like, people just like, nah. But I think
I mean,
people
that's
like
the
those
fun thing
episodes
about
more
Doctor
most.
Who. They could always introduce a whole bunch of lore.
I heard that's what happened with, Jodie Whittaker's run.
I've heard that.
And people didn't like the lore they added. So I'm really... I have not seen them just because, as other people said, it just dropped off the services to watch them conveniently. But are they all now up on Disney Plus?
Nope.
Not all of them? Okay. Just
Nope.
the new ones?
But they're on
apparently?
Max, I believe. The new one's on Disney Plus because Disney is helping fund it.
Yeah.
But I think the old stuff is still on other places.
Okay.
Yes, it looks like it's on Max, the one to watch.
Well, then it will be on the high seas for me.
Well, and that is only, and by old stuff, of course, I mean starting with Christopher Eccleston. Before that, I don't know if it's anywhere but like BritBox or the Hooniverse.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's on BritBox, to be honest.
Oh, it's probably not. It's probably on Hooniverse only now.
They made their own streaming service called
But it's only
Hooniverse.
for Britain, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, it's around.
Because they're going to do a bunch of spin-offs.
Hi, baby. Come up. Come on. Again, mistake. Ha ha ha! Hello. Oh, you okay? Don't fall off, baby. Jeez.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying the 17th. Like, again, I have like peaks and lulls with Who, but this 17th season, but I was surprised. I noticed right away, and we look it up. It's the only season where K9 is voiced by a different actor.
Oh my God, K9! I had forgotten about K9.
Yes, master. Everything is good.
Also, it was very weird. Is Ramona gets to choose what her next
Form is gonna be?
form looks like,
Yeah.
which is different. And then she was like, I want to look like the character we saw in the last serial, which was really good.
Yep.
But I guess we forgot that we should have included that actor as an extra companion because we like them so much. So now we're just going to make me that
Yep.
look like that person, so that actor can play me.
I'm going to steal someone else's identity.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the Doctor did that again when he stole that Roman guy from Pompeii's face, because Peter Capaldi was in the Pompeii episode before he became the
Got
Doctor. Okay, so this is the Doctor Who episode in the final minutes. This is from Things Avoid. There's a 6 store in the suburbs here that is all sci-fi collectibles, and their Doctor Who stuff collection is second to none. They run the biggest US Who Con. They're started. Wow, interesting.
They run Gallifrey 1? Or...
Do you want me to...
You would like me to do my canine impression again? Hello, hello there, Doctor. I'm so glad to have you come here. It is wonderful. A kitten. This is a creature that is nice and cuddly. Humans enjoy their warmth. It is fun.
Hi, babes. Ooh, look at that. That's great.
Yeah, this has this is D84 of the Fourth Doctor.
Put him on the big screen.
We got
Who's the shrouded person?
so
Oh,
that is
oh.
the Decayed Master. The Master had a failed regeneration,
Yeah.
and
I'm totally jumping in. Do you want to know who I want them to rejoin? Is the Ronnie. Like, they haven't brought her back into the new lore. I mean, they kind of, like, made the Master sort of like her, because when the Master became Missy, the Mistress, they sort of had, like, a little bit of a flirtiness, but, like, the Ronnie was, like, fun, because she just would, like, straight up just, like, tease Doctor Who. It's so great.
oh, and we just saw another Whovian in the end of the last serial. What was his name? It was the same name as another character in something else. Oh, I don't know how to Google that.
I will say, having seen the most recent special, it did hit me in the feels when a primary aspect of it was the you haven't listened? Okay, never mind. There's a non-binary actor in it. That's what I was going to say. It's just cool.
You ruined it.
Yeah.
You ruined it. Now I'm just gonna stop watching.
Yeah. No, I just because it was just like, oh, it's there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really like cool. And it's not just like a back, like, you know, the person's like a cast member. It's really nice.
Oh boy. let me
Did
see
somebody
here.
say living outside of time and space?
I did.
It's me, Fluval, an intern Imagineer.
Here to ease you all from this wonderful discussion of Weird Al versus Weird AI.
Yes.
Into
We're gonna
themed
give you-
food trivia.
We're gonna have themed restaurant trivia and give you another chance to dare to be stupid.
Ah!
I love your Eat More Butts shirt.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is the most popular themed eatery
Yes. Do you know how we got it?
interdimensionally. Tell us, Fluval.
We got it from Uncle Bryson
We did.
after a Robbie Hoffman show that I flew down to LA to
Ear
attend.
more butts.
Wait, why do you
Eat
need
them
to?
also.
Why do you need planes or anything? Can't you just
I didn't
like,
say I
tele-
used a plane. I went, whoo.
You just fly. You
Yeah.
actually just flew. Okay.
Cool.
See, I'm gonna go fly to LA right now.
Your puny third dimensional mind created a conceptualization to create a framework that you would understand. That's
I do the
right.
same.
Planes.
Void brought back a great...
Eat more
There
butts.
we go, there we go.
Eat more.
He brought us back to what we said
do.
is going to be our topic for next week. Locked in. We're going to talk about synth, which is perfect because it's my birthday week episode. So we get to
Wonderful.
talk about something that I actually really enjoy.
Well, there you go.
Synth.
Also, I
love
quickly
it.
looked up the other Whovian we see in that episode is the character's name is Drax.
Yes, there is a Drax.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
But
and
not
I was
the
like, oh, that's
destroyer.
funny.
Wonderful name.
And he's kind of like a dumb
Wonderful.
Whovian. He's like, oops, I didn't notice any of that stuff.
I wonder
Oops.
if the fact that it's your birthday next week will have any bearing on the trivia.
I couldn't
No.
possibly guess.
Huh.
Curious. It's almost like perhaps there could be some sort of multiverse-shattering event
Perhaps.
Oh no!
coming
Why does it
up.
always happen around the time of my birthday? Frustrating.
Right.
So it's a nice looking multiverse you got there.
Does it the fact a
Ooh,
roommate named
what?
Maddie is it your
What?
birthday?
Happy birthday, Ahumne Maddie!
How do you feel about themed restaurant
How
trivia?
do
Because
you
then I'll really
feel?
have a
Yeah.
that'll depend on if it has an influence. Because if you feel good about it, then yes, that's why.
Yes. But we of course adore the suffering that comes
Yes.
from a birthday.
Happy birthday, whom
Of
named
course,
Matty.
of course. Fluval knows all.
I know all.
Fluval knows all. Fluval knows all.
I do.
Missy, Maniac Missy Information,
Yeah.
and Blocktoven, what are your final words to the multiverse?
Yes.
Before we pluck this little show and like sort of slingshot it across to bump into the different planets, like at Third Rock from the Sun, when like the planets are
In
all,
those
like,
interstitials.
pins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Blog, do you want to go first?
Sure. The first thing I could think of is that a long time ago in a galaxy far away,
The dead spoke.
the death spoke. Death has spoken, and just this here Anakin guy, maybe Vader someday later. That was
Maybe.
just a small fry.
Perhaps. And Maniac Missy Information.
I had this ready to go, so I'm not stealing your bet. Because way back when I was a little bitty boy, living in the box upstairs in the corner of the basement of the house, half a block down the street from Jerry's Bait Shop, you know the place.
I do.
Well, anyway, back when life was going swell and everything was just peachy, except of course for the undeniable fact that every single morning, my mother would make a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. A big bowl of sauerkraut. Every single morning. It was driving me crazy. And I said, "Hey, Mom, what's up with all the sauerkraut?" And my dear sweet mother, she just looked at me like a cow looks at an oncoming train. And she leaned right down next to me. And she said, "It's good for you!" And then she tied me to the wall and stuck a funnel in my mouth and then force-fed me nothing but sauerkraut until I was 26 and a half years old. That's when I saw that someday I would get out of that basement and travel to a magical faraway place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like warm root beer and the towels are oh so fluffy and the Shriners and the lepers play the ukuleles all day long and anyone on the street will gladly shave your back for a nickel. Waka waka doo doo, yeah.
Waka waka doo doo, yeah, indeed.
Indeed. Thank you all so much for joining us for this incredible Weird Al versus Weird
Yes.
AI. Let's
can't wait to
destroy this little show. Let's interstitial it
Stay tuned
Not a raffle.
and stay
for
tuned
trivia.
for trivia and not a raffle.
Bye.